Hello again. Well, my name's Dave Brown. This channel is Christians for Common Sense. I'm not here to kind of preach or anything, but I do hope to enlighten and uncover some of the mysteries, should we say. I hate using the word mysteries, but some of the falsehoods that have been going on for so many years, and how important it is for us to be able to study and take hold of the gospel of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I told you in the second video about how my daughter Celeste had died and came back and told me that one of the things she regrets not doing in this life was reading the scriptures, understanding the scriptures, and how important it is for us to have knowledge. And knowledge, and education and knowledge and a proper application of knowledge is wisdom. So let us seek for wisdom. Let us seek for understanding. Now, some of my friends have been saying, why do you have that funny looking beard? So, I used to have a full beard, I don't know why, I just had one. And then it all turned white. So they asked me, why is it that you don't have a full beard, mustache, and so forth? Well, let me just say, basically two reasons. One was my wife. My wife did not like kissing all the bristles. She wanted to feel the tenderness of my skin. Okay? So, and the other reason for me is, let me show you. This is the reason why I don't have a mustache. I'm an avid scuba diver. My boys and I have racked up over 100 dives in different places all over, and in the Pacific and stuff primarily, and lakes and stuff. So I use this, and if you got a scuba tank on and you have air and you do not have a seal across here with your mask, it just fills up with water. So that's the other reason why I don't have a mustache. So anyway, so that's the reason for this funny looking beard style. So let's get back to the meridian of time and how things have changed. So the meridian of time, as we've discussed with the word truth in Hebrew, was Amet. 3 letters. And Messiah is also 3 letters. But you have an Aleph, a Mem, and a Tav for truth. So I have here a book, and let's see if you can, let me put it in here where you can see it. Okay, see there? Okay, so the first letter here is an Aleph. The next letter is a Mem, and I've underlined it right here in the middle. So, okay, no, that's a Tazdik. We'll talk about that. Mem is, okay, right, noon, Mem, right here, right up on top. Looks like a G in our thing. So that's a Mem. And down here on the very bottom, that's a Tav. And what truth really stands for is that the Aleph represents God the Father. Mem also means the Messiah, but it also means water, which could mean baptism. And then Tav also means chaos, the end. So it's just interesting that way. And then when we talked about earlier Melchizedek or Shem, this is the Tezdik. And as you see, this one here looks like a person with his hands down in a prayer. This one is standing as a prayer. So Tezdik means priest. So you have in the the attitude of prayer with both hands up, kneeling, and the attitude of prayer both hands up, standing. And that's Tzedek, or the priest. Mel in Hebrew means king or high. So it's a high priesthood. So Shem was called the high priesthood. Not necessarily his name, but it was his designation of who he was. He was the high priest of the area in which Abraham paid tithes to and actually lived with and was taught the gospel. But anyway, so that's where we are there. Then I also wanted to read to you in Hebrew the first sentence of the Bible. As we know, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? But in Hebrew, what that means is Bereshit bara Elohim et hashimain ve'et haaretz. Now, that one sentence says that the gods, plural, created the earth, materialized and brought forth materials. They didn't just wave a wand and they just poof. So they brought elements from other places and built an earth. And in the Hebrew, in studying the Hebrews, the lettering and so forth, if you dissect that one sentence, all of a sudden it is the entire gospel of Jesus Christ by dissecting and looking at the pictographs of each letter and what the pictographs mean brings a whole new understanding of how the earth was created and when the Messiah was going to come and how the Messiah would end his life. So very, very, very interesting. If you'd like to continue that, this is the book that it was all about, that area, if you want to search it up on Amazon. So, talking about the Messiah, he came in the Meridien of time. And he was a devout Jew throughout his entire life. And as all of the apostles were also devout Jews. It wasn't for a couple hundred years that we actually began a church. And when men started organizing, put together in a church, sometimes they kind of went off on their own tangents of what they thought, how they thought, what they thought Jesus meant, and so forth and so on. And so we have this ambiguity, this kind of a mistaken way of looking at things sometimes. So I hope that you can, in a sense, get out of the box, and it is your responsibility, not the preacher, your responsibility to study the gospel, is get on your knees and pray about it, read it, and you will receive the Spirit and testimony of Jesus Christ, not just crammed down your throat or yelled at or told this is the way you've got to believe. You will come to an understanding of the gospel, and that understanding or that knowledge, and through a proper application of that, you will become a wise person, I hope. I'm hoping someday I will. So, anyway, so we have Jesus Christ, and starting in the Meridien of time that we follow and that we live by. Now, this earth was his. Now, Satan is trying to take it over and to destroy all Christians and all belief in Christ. America was founded on the basis of a religion and as a Christian nation. And as I've told you before, if you want to read that process and teach your children how the gospel was, in a sense, ready to be planted in this continent, you have this book. So it's very important that we study and enlarge and grasp these things that are coming. So we will continue with the next little issue, and that is Karl Marx, and how Karl Marx and his philosophies in the last days, which is where we are, and we're beginning the 7,000 years, hopefully that will issue in Christ and his teachings again upon earth for 1,000 years in the millennium. But we're heading for that area. But before that happened, Karl Marx had to be born. He had to bring forth Satan's plan and ideas, and it has basically overtaken the entire world. A couple of books that I'd like to have you read. This is one of the first books I've ever read when I came back from Vietnam. It outlines exactly, and I've sat down and talked to Cleon Skousen back when he was alive. A wonderful man, FBI agent, studied communism from day one, and he outlined in the book, I think it's what page is it? There we go. Back on page 2, I can't see, got my glasses on, 288 it looks like. He just lists, point by point by point, how the communists will start taking over. And, I'm not going to get into the, critical race theory and all that stuff that started way back in the 60s. But if you want to understand the critical race theory, you may want to pick up this book. At times it's a little hard reading and a lot of big words. The first thing you learn in college is know your audience. Well, his audience is way up there and so forth. Great book talking about what has happened with communism and the process in the last 1960s on, how they got into the schools, got into the college, got this philosophy going from Karl Marx. And America has their own little twist onto what Karl Marx has. But we've been a socialist country since Roosevelt, when we start gathering money from everybody and then rearranging it and taking 90% of it for government and giving out another 5 or 10%. Another story. So on the next issue, we'll talk about Karl Marx and how where he was born, when he was born, and we'll also look at how the Lord, on the other side of that coin, his man was born and raised to counter, or should we say, he was born and then Satan, got with Karl Marx and perverted his mind, so forth and so on, into this socialist beginning. So hopefully you'll follow me through this and I haven't confused any of you, and we'll see you next time. Be sure to subscribe, tell your friends about us. If you'd like my book, go and find out about America. I've also written another book on family preparedness, and it's got a little different cover than this, but it's the same title, Are You Ready? And I've gone through, I lived off the grid with my family for over 8 years, without electricity, built our own home, homeschooled, and the whole 9 yards. So, once again, I got lots of stories to tell. Be sure that you subscribe, follow me for a while. I don't quite know where we're going to end up, but I kind of know where we're going. Anyway, God bless this country. Thank you for coming, and share us. Take care.